What I live by is the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That's what I live by. Nine Seven Pta. I've answered that question so many times, but for you guys, I'm gonna do it again. Nine Seven Pta is based off of Paul Thomas Anderson's 1997 film Boogie Nights. Paul Thomas Anderson goes by PTA often. I saw that movie in high school my senior year. Like, people were getting accepted to colleges and knew what they were gonna do, or like seemingly knew what they were gonna do with their life, and I was like, fuck, I have no idea what I'm about to do with my life. I'm so confused and conflicted. The girl that I like doesn't like me back. I'm suicidal and really like Bob Dylan, and that's it. I watched Boogie Nights, which is like, I've been into movies. Like, my dad showed me like Taxi Driver and Raging Bull and all that, and Goodfellas like was like my favorite movie. But something about PTA that I realized later with like the films of Robert Altman, it was such a display of community and like a period. The way that that period was put on film with the songs they were using, the Sister Christian, the Eric Burdon, Spill the Wine, Best of My Love by the Emotions, the way that those songs were used in the scheme of the film was like, damn, the way that music and movies blend is so impactful. And even in life, like, you'll be driving down a normal ass road you always drive down, and then like you look out and you're like, I'm gonna remember this for the rest of my life for some reason. You know what I mean? I realized in that moment, I think what I want to do with my life is blend filmmaking and music, which is why I have such a strong visual identity and like care so much about releasing a video with every single, you know? So 9/7 PTA, Paul Thomas Anderson's Boogie Nights, that movie fucking changed my entire life. And I rewatched it recently. It holds up, man. It's like the best movie ever. That's all I got on that. I've achieved so much in my life just by being alive and having like a good head on my shoulders. I mean, it's a very generic thing to say. Musically, you know, I one of the producers from Good Music, who produces for 070 Shake, listened to 25 Criminal in a studio. That was pretty cool. But like, I don't go to bed every night and think about that shit. I go to bed and I like kind of just look out at the river in my beautiful apartment, watching a fucking awesome movie. I'm like, dude, this is an achievement, you know? My life fucking rocks. I'm ridiculously good at music. I'm really good at making movies or videos and shit. I'm great. And that's an achievement. I'm great and I have the work to show it. I'm not washed. So many people make music who have no musical talent. Unfortunately, I don't mean to be mean, but it's just true, you know? You can tell when you listen to my music that I live and die by this shit. So it's like, that's my greatest achievement, I would say, is that I'm earnest and sincere in everything that I put my foot on. I don't think that's right. That's not an expression, but I'm great and I'm earnest and sincere. And I think that even through everything that I've endured in my life, I am at my core, I'm a good person. That's my biggest achievement. Number one's always going to be Martin Scorsese. He was the director that made me fall in love with movies and making movies. He doesn't really have any misses. King of Comedy, Raging Bull. That guy's a fucking maniac, dude. Right now, I'm going to say this is in no specific order, but Mikhail Haneke, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's a director. I don't even really like all of his movies. He's got this movie, Piano Teacher, which I know you like. I know you like Piano Teacher. I saw Piano Teacher and was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm watching. I don't really know if I like it. And then I saw Funny Games and I was like, I don't really know if I like this shit. Benny's Video, I didn't really like that shit either. Then I saw Cachet, or Hidden, I think is the actual name that he was going by. That movie rocks. And the way that guy like breaks the rules of filmmaking in a very pretentious way, I love it. I think it's awesome. it's like you're watching some shit that is so self-aware that like somebody's digesting your movie. I love that shit. Anyway, number 3, I'm gonna go with currently right now Lars von Trier. He made House That Jack Built, the Antichrist movies. I watched the movie Breaking the Waves of his the other day, which was a great movie. He films all of his movies like The Office or Parks and Recreation, but then there's the most beautiful shot you've ever seen in your entire life, and I'm like, damn, this guy, again, another maniac. Definitely been thinking about pulling a lot of his style for this next project I have coming out. Just the shaky handheld shots, the beautiful shots like out of nowhere. I don't know, Lars von Trier, House That Jack Built, one of my favorite movies. Another extremely self-indulgent, pretentious piece of shit movie, but I love it. I can't help it. I fucking love House That Jack Built. Matt Dillon, great performance. Would be remiss not to mention Paul Thomas Anderson, Boogie Nights, The Master. I don't really care for Inherent Vice. Love Magnolia. He's just the Altman of today, man. And One Battle After Another is a great movie. A lot of great think pieces of that on the internet. Yeah, man, he's great. And number 5, this guy's he kind of changed the way I made music videos. There's a director, Gaspar Noé. He came out with Enter the Void and Climax. And those are 2 movies of his. And I can confidently say that guy is one of my favorite directors. The way he makes movies is so beautiful and colorful and vibrant. Climax is one of my favorite movies. It's a fucking messed up watch. And ever since then, all of my videos have these like tints of red. And I just really like red now. Like I fucking love red. And Enter the Void, to those who may not know, was a humongous influence on the A$AP Rocky music video LSD. I think that was like a direct reference that they said they pulled. Enter the Void's a fucking sick movie. Smoke a ton of weed and watch that movie, and you know, you're welcome. Those are my 5 favorite directions. My biggest setback historically, I mean, God, how much time do we have, you know? I guess when it comes to making music, it's just self-promotion. I am so rampantly insecure about taking up space in people's lives and fucking being annoying and loud and using socials as a crutch to be seen, which I've talked about before. But you need to post the goddamn song 86 times. You need to be fucking annoying and post the goddamn thing, did I make song of the summer? And I hate that shit, but part of me is like, I'm about to just bite the bullet because I want people to hear my music. And maybe I don't do this. Maybe this interview comes out and I put out whatever I'm about to put out and then don't do any of that. But I'm so bad at self-promotion. I make such good art. I make such good music. I care. And I would be a positive face in the music landscape. And I'm not bitter about it. I've come to accept that whatever happens, happens. And I'm just here to have a good time. But also at the same time, I'm like, man, like, there's so much I want to accomplish with music that isn't happening because of my own insecurities about like, oh, if I post a song 16,000 times and Universal Music Group isn't calling tomorrow, I've failed. This is an opportunity to bring up a quote I like that I heard the other day. Matt Johnson, who does he did the Dirties, he did the Nirvana, the band, the Show movie and the Show and all that shit. He has this quote about like, if you're an artist, just be ready to fail because when it happens, you won't be disappointed. And then when you succeed, it's like, oh, let's fucking go. My first 6 years of making music, damn near 4 or 5 years of making music, I was like, shit, everything I've done has not taken off in the way that I hoped. And now I've put shit out and I just don't even give a shit about it. But now I want to care about music again. I really do. So I'm making music I care about. And now I just think if it doesn't go where I want it to go, then that's what I expected, you know? And it's kind of a grim mentality because as much as I'm sitting here talking about I'm great, I know I'm great and all that shit, I also know that there's a million other people exactly like me who are definitely better at making music than I am or making videos and all that shit. And they have done better with it. I think maybe what will drive me is just, fuck it, put something out, put your heart in it, and it's probably going to fail. Who cares if it fails? You made something you were proud of, so fuck it. Who who cares? And then if you knew you failed, then do the next thing. Like, I was certain Bambi was the best thing I was ever going to put out in my entire life, and I made like 55 songs better than Bambi in my lifetime. There's a song I'm about to put out this year that I'm like convinced is one of my all-time great achievements. I'm sort of manifesting it's going to change my life. It's possible. And I'm working that out currently. And I think that my biggest setback is caring too much what people think, man. Caring too much what people think. That answer changes every single day. I thought this would be easier. I'll give you right now, my answer is Daytona by Pusha T. Every single day I wake up and I'm listening to an album and I'm like, that I love. I'll listen to an album that I love. I'm like, this is my favorite album. Or I'll listen to another. I'll listen to Built to Spill, Perfect from Now On. I'm like, no, this is my favorite album. It seems that the Pusha T album, Daytona, every single time I listened to it, it was so indicative of a period of my life where everything was starting to come together. That was the summer I started 9/7 Pta. Not endorsing the guy, but Kanye at the time was doing the dumbest shit alive possible, and he continues to be very stupid, but I cannot deny that as one of my biggest artistic influences. It's very abundantly obvious if you listen to my music. When he came back with the Pusha T album and was like doing the fucking Hungarian 1970s sample over the hard drums, Pusha T rapping about the same shit he always does with the same conviction. I was a kid in a candy store. My dad really, he talks about how the Beatles are his favorite band because it brings him back to, his childhood. I think I feel that way about Pusha T's Daytona, man. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is that Pusha T's Daytona and the Beatles are sort of the same thing if you really think about it. Shit, if you've never listened to it, which I guess you should if you haven't. If you know, you know. It's a perfect album. It's 7 songs. That was also a huge defining thing. Was 7 songs is now an album. I love Comeback Baby off that shit. Hard Piano with Rick Ross, one of his best verses since Devil in a New Dress. He's got another one with Tiana that's really good. I forgot the name of that song. Come Back to Me, that song's fucking great. Comeback Baby, fucking Hard Piano. If you know, you know. The Games We Play. What Would Meek Do? Infrared. It's a damn near perfect album. I'd say it's a perfect album. It's one of my favorite albums. Whenever I think about the best album ever, that's in my top 3 answers. Built to Spill, Perfect from Now On, and I don't know. You only asked for one, so I'm gonna give you the one, but those my top 2, I guess. I mean, I surround myself with amazingly talented, creative, and good-hearted people. The company I keep musically is just unmatched. I know the most talented people, some of the most talented people in the world, so many names that need recognition that don't get them, and it's messed up, man. I guess musically and with filmmaking and all of that, I actually pull from my own experiences the most. There's shit that goes on in my life that I go home and write a song about it. There's stuff that I watch in a movie, or the energy that people give off in my life inspires me to make something sort of the feeling that gives me. It's not as much, I wish I could say that I go home and look at pictures of my mom and my dad. I'm like, wow, I got to do this for them, which I do. But I think I pull from sort of unconventional places, kind of the liminal spaces of human emotion, if that even makes sense. But there's these feelings that I get when I'm out and about, where I'm hanging out with my friends. I feel I don't belong at all. I still don't. I still have never felt like I belong to anybody or with anything. I feel like an omniscient narrative or a Greek choir in a movie of everybody else's life that I'm not a part of, but yet I am. That shit's really weird. So every time I feel like that, I'm always writing my best music when I'm thinking about how fucking weird it is to just be around people you've known your whole life and not feeling like you belong. As depressing as that sounds, I've made some great stuff that way. I have love in my life. I write a hell of a love song if I want to, but I don't ever want to because I don't want to be successful or blow up on TikTok. I love writing about shit that I fucking hate about myself, and I hate about other people, and I hate about life in general. And that's really what it is, man. And I think that if you use your art as a vessel to navigate your emotions, you're actually doing everybody around you a service. As long as you're not naming people by name or being like, this shit happened on this day and I hate this person for it. Using it therapeutically, you've got some of your best music. You got your Alanis Morissette. You got like peak Bob Dylan talking about Joan Baez and all of that shit. Like, people write all these songs about things that happen to them, and sometimes you know what it's about. You got Olivia Rodrigo with that what's that song? The Drop Dead song? Like, that's about that guy from that show. So it's like, nobody's hurting anybody. As long as you're not hurting anybody doing the art that you love and you have feelings about things, use your negative experiences to write something great and turn it into a positive. Make something that somebody can digest and relate to. It's a fucking great feeling, you know? It's a really great feeling. And I'm grateful for every experience that's gotten me to where I am today. Song or not. Just in general, you know? What's inspiring me these days is generally, as I said, the desire to have fun. I look at the landscape of music today, and some of it is really dry, and I feel like people are so self-serious, which I'm guilty of. But I think, like, within the past couple of years, I've let go of this idea that I need to be some profound freaking savior of addiction and understanding, or the people's person, and just be myself and say shit that I think is funny and say shit that I think is catchy and quotable and do it for me, man. You know, I listen to shit like Stevie Wonder, and I'm a Man of No Explanation. I listen to Michael Jackson and make Thief. It feels like with this next project, I just listen to the music that I fucking love to listen to, and I watch good energy. I watch shit like the Cash Star, the Movement, man, Genesis, the Stew, all of that. I'm like, you guys are like, you know, your early 20s, you're doing the shit that, like, you've been so established since, like, your teen years. I'm like, fuck, man, I should have been like them when I was younger, you know what I mean? Like, I watched that shit, and you guys just put out what you want, and you put out as much as you want, and I just fucking love people having fun making music that they like, and that their friends like, and that people like, and just going for it. This whole next project is just about going for it, really. Like, I'm doing shit that I was so insecure about when I was, like, first starting out. I was like, oh, is my voice too high? Oh, this beat is mixed like shit. Oh, I can't be this cartoonish or creative because people are going to think it's fucking weird. I don't care anymore. I don't make any money off music. I have a job that fucking rock. I have so much. I'm good at music. I've already proved that. Like, I might as well just have fun with this shit. And I see everybody else having fun with it. I'm like, well, let me get in there. Let me have a little fun. You know what I mean? Is it illegal for me to have some fun? Sometimes I wonder if it's illegal for me to have fun. But the police have not been called yet. I have a clean record. And so fuck it, man. Let's have a good time. The next 9-7 PTA project feels like right now the most honest version about where I'm at in my life. It's a blend of many sounds, many new sounds, things I'm going back to, things that I feel like I tried in the past that weren't fully fleshed out, I'm coming back to now. My past two releases, 7 and 27 Club, like, those were just made on a whim. 27 Club I made just to, like, have an album out by my birthday. And 7 was the first iteration of my next upcoming project that I didn't think made the cut. But now my upcoming project's a bit more of a ode to, it feels like a perfect encapsulation of what I'm good at, and also like an expansion. Like, there's always room to grow. There's always room to try new things, and I'm doing that. There's going to be songs that sound like songs I've done before, but better. Then there's going to be shit I've never done before on this project. And all I can guarantee, really, at the end of the day, is that you guys are going to have a fucking blast listening to this shit. Because when I listen to the demos, and I'm in the creation process of it now, I have so much fun listening to this album, and honestly, that's what I care about at the end of the day, is having a goddamn blast and getting things off my chest, and using music as a goddamn tool to to therapize when necessary. That is not a word, but use it therapeutically when I can, but right now that's not my goal. I want to have a good old-fashioned freaking hell of a rambunctious time. So that's what's next for 97PTA, I'd say. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been 97PTA for the Stu Interviews series. I'm so thankful to be a part of this. Shout out to my good friend Joe over here behind the camera. Killing it. Amazing things going on. You can follow me on all social media platforms at 97 the numbers, at 97PTA. And if you like what I've been talking about and want to hear what I'm singing or rapping or doing whatever about, you can follow me on all streaming platforms at the word 9 and the word 7 PTA. Again, that's NINESEVEN PTA on all streaming platforms. I have so much stupid fucking music that you can go and listen to and just learn more about me, you know? Just learn more about me. And for the epilogue, if you're wondering why I've been squinting this whole time, it was so nice out earlier and now it's really cold. So that's kind of what's going on. If you look out there, it's unbelievably overcast. It's probably going to rain at any second now. But I'm here in this big stupid Carhartt hoodie and I'm doing a damn fine job at living. That's that on that. This has been the Stu. I'm gonna see y'all for the drop, man.